Meanwhile, a new investigation found that Governor Gavin Newsom spent $450 million on a new 911 dispatch system. State officials scrapped it entirely, and now call centres are facing rolling blackouts. Chris Rufo conducted the investigation. He joins me now. You said the whole thing was such a disaster. Okay, spell it out. Why did it fail?
Well, Gavin Newsom, in his first year in office, promised to deliver a brand new 911 system within 3 years for $132 million. Now it's 7 years later, almost $500 million has been spent. And the system that they rolled out as pilots was such a disaster. You had roving blackouts, dropped calls. A whistleblower told us it might have left one man dead because the calls dropped when he was seeking help from 911. State officials made the decision to say, no more, we're just scrapping the entire $500 million program. And now, Stu, the system is being held together by a thread. You have call dispatch centers that are buying spare parts on eBay because the equipment is so old they don't manufacture the parts anymore. And officials in Oakland warned about a catastrophic failure in the future in which the 911 system would go completely dark.
Is anybody taking responsibility for this?
No, in fact, the vendors that received these massive multi-million-dollar contracts are blaming the state of California. The state of California is blaming the vendors. And so they have squabbled and fought, but there's one clear loser in this. And this is the California taxpayer, the California voter, that expects when he or she calls 911 that someone will pick up the phone, dispatch emergency services. Some whistleblowers are telling me that the risk of catastrophic failure in Los Angeles is particularly high. And of course, they're expecting the Olympics to come into town. And the question for Gavin Newsom is, as always, will his rolling failures catch up with him, or will he escape accountability and run for president in 2028? Only time will tell.
That's a good question. Next one, Chris. Listen to what Vice President Vance said about all the ongoing fraud investigations. Watch this.
These investigations take a long time. People told me it would take at least 6 months. We've gone from Nick Shirley's video about the Minneapolis fraud schemes to active, judges issuing warrants for this investigation in a matter of 3 months. We've got 280 law enforcement officers working on this problem. We really have the most accelerated, aggressive anti-fraud operation that we've ever seen from the federal government.
Chris, I believe you were on this right from the beginning. Are you confident that people will be held accountable? And does that include Minnesota Governor Walz?
Yeah, we'll see. When I was reporting on the story of Somali fraud, there were whispers in Minnesota political circles about complicity, turning a blind eye from people like Attorney General Keith Ellison, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz. But I think the question is one of scale. And we know that in California in particular, fraud is taking up tens of billions of dollars a year in taxpayer money. And so while I applaud the vice president, I think having 250 or so law enforcement agents looking into this, Stu, I think the problem is much larger, and we really need to roll it out at scale if we're going to not only crack down on fraud, but really start being wise stewards of the public funds. We have only scratched the surface on fraud, and I'm afraid it goes much deeper than this.
Can I just take a half minute to go back to the California thing? When I first came to America 50 years ago, I went to San Francisco. At that time, the state was a can-do society. You wanted to get something done, California would do it. What happened? You can't do anything nowadays.
Yeah, the state has really turned into a one-party state, and it's more reminiscent of something like the government of the Soviet Union or the one-party rule in Mexico. You have a kind of corrupt political class at the top made up of politicians, unions, public sector employees that seem to revolve money around amongst themselves, and very little is left over to do the actual good. And it's really tragic. I grew up in California. I was born and raised there. And I've seen the state's political culture just disintegrate before my very eyes. It's going to take dramatic action to get back to that golden era of California that you saw when you traveled there years ago.
It was a golden age. Chris Rufo, great stuff. Thanks for joining us, Chris. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.
Thanks, Stu.